Mark Carney believes that trade must be diversified, reducing economic dependence on the United States and actively expanding trade relations with countries such as South America, the United Kingdom, and the Asia-Pacific region. Establishing new trade routes and infrastructure and encouraging entrepreneurs to actively expand international market opportunities outside the United States. So there's a picture of Carney there. This is just talking about his resume, blah, blah, blah. More about his resume. So, in an in-depth exchange with Zhong Xingjiang, president of the Jiangsu International Chamber of Commerce in Canada, and Zhong Ri, honorary president, Carney highly praised the pioneering role of the Chinese business community in emerging fields such as clean technology, digital trade, and financial technology.
Let's repeat the beginning of that in an in-depth.
In-depth. You could remix that. In-depth exchange. They had to delete this article due to pressure from the Liberal Party specifically. So this is what happens when the media pays for your news. Carney's appointment is seen as an important turning point in the upgrading of China-Canada relations. The Jiangsu International Chamber of Commerce in Canada is looking forward to the leadership of this leader with both international reputation and local sentiment. So, and of course, the reason this was on the Globe and Mail was because behind a paywall, I might add. So the first article was behind a paywall.
The Liberal Party about the photos. This is what they put out. It repeats a lot of what Mr. Carney said, that he attends multiple events where he meets and is photographed with hundreds or thousands of people over the course of the day. That's the case here, too, as no specific meeting with that organization has ever been organized or taken.
Wow.
The web post reference in the Globe and Mail is inaccurate. So is the suggestion that Mr. Carney had any such in-depth discussion. We have reached out to the organization correcting the record and asked that they remove such claims immediately.
Wow, just a double down.
Okay, so
a double down. Yeah, double down. So let's go back because I'm going to cut out them and I just want to get the news clip here. But I mean, the interesting thing that is, this is on the CBC, right? The national broadcaster.
What Carney said today in the statement from the party.
Well, first of all, we never said that there was a meeting. We said that this organization met him, and according to their website, they had an in-depth discussion. Mm-hmm. That's the story, and which, by the way, that wasn't the focus of the story. The focus of the story is on the Liberal candidate in the riding that was replaced by another Liberal
Etobicoke North.
I know it's
Union Markham
Union.
Yeah, sorry, my apologies.
And this man named Peter Yen is a former deputy police chief. The other groups that Mr. Yen met with were the Chinese Freemasons, which talks about annexation of Taiwan. He's been celebrated and had many meetings with the Chinese consulates. So that was the point of our story. But here's the thing I want to talk, and I'm glad Mr. Carney raised this.
Yep.
Because here's the reason why. This same group, if you go to the website, after they met him, they wrote a laudatory thing about how great Mark Carney is, how great he is and going to improve Chinese-Canadian relations. So what did we find out on Monday? The site committee, which looks into federal election interference, said that WeChat and China has been trying to mold public opinion involving Mr. Carney. What are they molding? Nice things about him. Mm-hmm. What a tough guy he is, how he can take on the Americans.
Can I ask you about that?
Sure.
Because I've been hearing a little bits and pieces of that, and I wanted to ask you, like, what, I don't know if I really think it's such a big deal, this accusation about the WeChat, how they said good and bad things about Carney, but in the end they're supporting Carney and this is foreign interference. Like, is that okay? But they can't do it from against Canada or for their political thing? Like, I mean, why is one considered interference and one not? And
then we also have the fact that they've lent Brookfield, Carney's Brookfield, like 6 months ago, $500 million, a third of $1 billion, to rent out to refinance a building that has a 25% vacancy rate.
Now, who knows if that's, algo based or manipulated, but it went viral against Chrystia Freeland, and they were bitching about that. And it's like, well, just because you say something stupid and it goes viral internationally doesn't mean it's interference. It means, it's social media.
I mean, it's starting to seem more and more like we are completely in bed with China, though, right? I mean, did you see the only two countries that have retaliated are us and China? And now they used to be able to say that the EU was considering retaliation, but then they folded this morning.
Right.
So it's us and China. I mean, it seems like China's running the place, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and they've been embedded for quite a while, I would say, since at least since the 90s with the Vancouver housing bubble and all that stuff.
We see that Mark Carney has a history and a career of wanting to promote China, wanting to work with China. You mentioned that he took that state loan from the state government bank in China for $250 million back when he was also advising Justin Trudeau. Well, here's something interesting. This is a graphic from Fox News. It was posted on X by Kirk Lubimov. And he writes this. He says, here is how countries have been responding to Donald Trump's tariffs. And then he writes, oh, Canada and the company we keep. So here is the breakdown. Trump's tariff response, the countries that are trying to negotiate with the Americans. And you can see the flags of those countries. So we have, let's see, Japan, South Korea, the UK, Switzerland, Malaysia, Singapore, Brazil, Colombia, Turkey, and Australia. Countries that have offered concessions, India, Israel, and a handful of others. And then the countries that have retaliated, there are only two. We are in a league unto ourselves along with the Chinese. Canada and China are the two countries that are actually wanting to go to war against the Americans. Countries that want may possibly retaliate, haven't decided yet. That would be the European Union.
EU has decided not to retaliate and wants to negotiate as of the recording.
European Union, pardon me, and then the country that is having no retaliation whatsoever is Mexico. So when you look at Mark Carney praising China, and then when you look at his leadership and what Canada is doing, it looks like we are aligning ourselves away from the United States and along with China. I'm sorry, China is not the company that we should be keeping on the international stage. No wonder China is promoting the Liberal government and Mark Carney, because they see Canada as an easy mark, an ally in their war, in their Cold War against the United States. It's unbelievable that this is where we are as a country under the Liberal leadership.